As the tides of the Indo-Pacific rise and fall, so too do the fortunes of the nations that depend on its wealth. This fifth and culminating plenary session of the IPRD 2024 brings to light the critical geopolitical forces shaping the future of maritime resources across this vast region. Home to island nations like Mauritius, the Indian Ocean Commission faces a delicate balance. The security of these smaller nations is tightly bound to the geopolitics of maritime resources, whether fisheries or mineral wealth. In a region increasingly dominated by external interests, how can these nations secure their waters and their futures in a rapidly changing geopolitical landscape? Russia is uncomfortable with the term Indo-Pacific, apprehending that this predominantly maritime framework will, in some manner, diminish its continental presence across Eurasia. As such, it continues to prefer the older term, Asia-Pacific. Sanctions enforced against it, especially after the 2022 special military operations launched by Moscow against Ukraine, have forced Russia into the geopolitical embrace of China. This is a clear manifestation of how resources such as oil and natural gas are driving geopolitics within the Indo-Pacific. Will we see a future defined by a new axis between Russia, China, North Korea, and Iran, in which it will increasingly be Vladivostok and not Moscow that calls the shots? Or will wiser counsel prevail? Meanwhile, Vietnam, with its vast offshore oil and gas reserves, is navigating a complex path. Like India, it has deep and historic ties with Russia, but experiences increasing discomfort in dealing with China's aggression. While the country remains a key player in Southeast Asia's energy market, it faces new challenges: geopolitical tensions in the South China Sea, fluctuating prices, and a global shift toward renewables. Yet opportunities remain, as Vietnam's ambitions to secure its energy future are anchored in its evolving oil and natural gas strategy. Fisheries are lifelines for millions across the Indo-Pacific, and nowhere is this truer than in the Bay of Bengal. Here, fisheries-driven geopolitics have given rise to both competition and cooperation. For the 7 nations of BIMSTEC, the sustainable management of fish stocks is a question not just of economic survival, but of regional security. Underpinning all this is the debate over the continuing relevance of public international maritime law, typified by the 1982 UNCLOS, but also supplemented by a host of other critical conventions and legal norms, such as the IMO, the International Telecommunication Union, and the International Regulations for the Prevention of Collisions at Sea. While these conventions have long been the framework through which nations negotiate their maritime rights and responsibilities, as pressures mount, particularly in the Indian Ocean, the enforcement of this rules-based order is more critical than ever. How do we ensure that the seas remain open, fair, and secure for all? This session dives deep into the forces shaping the Indo-Pacific's maritime future. From the resource-rich waters of Mauritius to the strategic depths of Vietnam, from the complexities of Russia's Indo-Pacific aspirations to the fisheries of the Bay of Bengal, we face a crucial choice. Will we safeguard these resources and the laws that govern them, or will we let the tides carry us into uncertainty?